We were basically just like normal night, made food, was cleaning up, and then all of a sudden we look back and she's just, oh, basically. And yeah, she called 911.
I'm speaking with dispatch. They were trying to tell me what to do, but I was just so unequivocally focused on anything. I managed to get to determine the patient was unconscious and not breathing. I started with CPR instructions. Seems like she was receptive to my instructions, even though she was screaming, but like I felt like I was getting through to her enough to like initiate some help for the baby as we were waiting for the crews. The paramedics showed up after what felt like forever. And they worked on her, like yelling at them. All I remember is just yelling at the one guy. I was like, save my baby.
It was very evident that something was seriously wrong. We could hear Mom screaming from the house.
We were called for, I think it was a 10-month-old choking. We get called for that all the time. It's never the case. This was the case.
I do not believe we had any further information than that. We arrived on scene to a fire crew, so we made our way into there as quickly as possible, and Mom was standing there with baby in her arms, very frantic. I took baby from Mom, and that's when I noticed the severity of it.
The firefighter handed me the baby. I put the baby down. She was blue, totally unconscious. And the mother said, I'm pretty sure she choked on something.
We started the CPR process together with them. So that was when we worked in conjunction with the paramedics to get an airway established, and we performed CPR until the district chief of paramedic operations arrived. We had further trouble with the ventilations, and the child was not doing well until our supervisor arrived on scene.
By the time I pulled up, there was a fire apparatus on scene, a paramedic unit on scene, as well as an advanced care paramedic practitioner who was there to provide ALS for this baby. And when I walked in, they were all doing what they should have been doing, trying to clear this baby's airway, and they were having a really difficult time doing that.
We were trying everything to get this baby's airway clear. Soon after Michelle showed up, my instruments, as you know, they don't fit. I tried laryngoscoping the baby, but it's too big.
After everybody had tried everything that they could, we took the baby into the ambulance.
I think Michelle just said, I think we need to go. So we ran the baby to the ambulance, which we don't do. You don't run to the ambulance generally. When we got in the ambulance, we had the baby on the bed, and Michelle said, let me just have one more look, because with all the moving and all the CPR, and she took a look and immediately said, give me the forceps. And we got a giant piece of fruit, about that big.
I set up to have a look at the airway there, and I was able to clear the obstruction.
Right away and ventilated the child. Her color came back. Then she started breathing on her own, so we gave her high flow oxygen. Then she woke up and she looked around and just started wailing as loud as a child has ever cried.
Everyone went from extremely terrified to hearing a crying baby, which is the best sound you could ever hear when you're on that type of call. Knowing that the outcome is positive is, it feels so good to know that.
This doesn't happen that often. In 23 years, I've probably seen fully choking people maybe 10 times. So this is like nothing I'd ever seen, for sure.
It really was a team effort. I think, right from the mom calling 911, recognizing that the baby was in trouble and calling 911, and the dispatcher at the end of the line trying to keep everybody calm and talk mom into, how to clear the airway. The firefighters that arrived on scene first, they did everything well. The paramedics that arrived, it was a real team effort, and I think if any one of those team members was missing, it would have been a really different outcome. So I'm thankful I was a part of that team, and I'm thankful that it worked out as well as it did.
The fact that you're able to change a child's life that, shouldn't be alive to now being, a growing young girl and doing quite well, That's really special. To see them healthy and happy is going to feel really, really good. And I can't wait for it.
We don't get to ever hear the results. So you do your best and you do the job, assuming that everything works out to the best, but to hear it is kind of validating to know that I've made a difference. Really nice to, thank them and tell them, what a wonderful job they
And I can finally see who saved my kid.
I'm a mother myself. I've got 3 kids at home, and so I empathized with that mom right away as soon as I pulled up. And so it's every parent's worst nightmare.
I would say that I'm proud of Mom and for her courage. She probably felt pretty out of control, but from an emergency responder looking from the outside in and trying to picture myself in that situation, you did a really good job, and it's because of you that your daughter is healthy and happy right now.